Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to be making a Tiffany Blue inspired wedding centerpiece. We're going to be using these boxes that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I am going to be spray painting them using the Rust-oleum 2X Ultra Cover Satin Seaside spray paint. I'm also going to be decorating it using these Dollar Tree diamond wrap in blue and also in the silver. And then I'm going to top it off with some white flowers or roses. I also might be adding a few of the pearls to it so that it could be matching some wedding inspired bottles that I made. So first thing we need to do is go ahead and spray paint our boxes. So we're going to move this outside. Okay, so these boxes actually have a lid on them, and I'm going to go ahead and paint the lid as well. So I'm going to just start with this larger one first. And you want to make sure that you shake your bottle or your can just to make sure you get everything mixed around in there. Okay, and you want to do one motion as far as this is concerned. So we're going to see what the coverage looks like on this. And because this is an ultra, you don't have to use a whole lot. And just be sure that you're in a well-ventilated area. And I'm just doing even motions here. And it's giving me really good coverage on these boxes. And these used to be boxes that I got from Dollar Tree during the Christmas holiday. So you can transform anything you want with spray paint. Okay, so that looks really good. So I'm really happy with the way that's covered. So let me do the top also. And I might not use all of the tops in this project, but I'd rather have them painted just so that I have that option. Oops. Just going to move that one over so I don't bump up against it. And I will be sure to post that other wedding DIY on the wine bottles. I'll post that below. Okay, so basically I need to let this dry for an hour before I start handling it and decorating it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the others, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so our boxes are all dry, and so I am really loving the way that spray went on just really smooth and completely transformed these boxes. So now it's time to decorate. So the first thing I'm going to do is decorate the covers. And I'm going to use the silver bling wrap. And I'm just going to go around the border here. And I think that will look really nice. So I'm going to do like a row of 3 of these. Let's see. If the whole thing fits on here, I might just do the whole thing since this will be the bottom part. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the whole row on this one. I was thinking of cutting it a little bit shorter, but I think this is going to look really pretty. And you could actually see some of the blue through this. I'm going to need to cut it right about here. And then I'm just going to hot glue it right onto the top. Now this top is a little bit wider than these other ones, so I may have to cut it just a little bit shorter so it's not as wide, make it a little bit thinner. Okay, and just make sure. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start out right about here. Put a line of glue right there. I'm just going to hot glue it directly on. And this goes on pretty easy, so you don't need a whole lot. And this will go perfectly with those bottles that I made. This dries pretty fast. Okay, and so that's going to be our bottom piece. And so this is just going to fit right in there just like that. And I'm going to just hot glue it directly in there. And if you want to use a stronger glue, you could, but these really stick well together just like that. Just hold it together just for a moment there. Okay, and so you look at that. First box is done. And imagine if you didn't even want to use like 3 boxes together, you just had 1 box, you could leave it just like this and make something really pretty. But since I'm making a wedding centerpiece, we're going to do all 3 of those boxes. Okay, so here's the second largest one, or I should say the medium-sized box. I'm just going to measure this one and do the same thing here. And so this one I'm going to cut down a little bit shorter. I'm just going to cut 1 row off of this. That's a nice thing about this bling wrap from the Dollar Tree, is that you can just cut it to however short or however long you want it, basically. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this one on here. So just because the boxes have a certain season doesn't mean that it has to be used for that season. With a little spray paint and some decoration, you can completely transform it to whatever you want. Just want to make sure I'm getting this in there properly. And so that's going to stack right up on top of there like that. Right, I'm going to glue it onto that once I'm finished. doing these. So now I'm going to do this other one, the littlest one. And one roll of bling wrap goes a long way. Okay, so this will be a row of 3 on this one. Okay, and now this one, I'm going to place this way, not sit it in a closed position. I'm going to sit it in that upward position because I'm going to be decorating that top box with the roses. And I'm just going to fit it in there just like that. And look how pretty those look already. So these are going to look really pretty stacked on each other. And so let's see if I want to do this blue wrap. Let's see. Kind of liking the way that blue wrap looks. Just to add just a little bit more to it. Just checking to see. Sometimes you just got to try it out first before you do it. Looks really pretty. That blue just adds just a tiny bit of bling to it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use it. I could either put it down here, right close to that, or I can put it all the way at the top. So I don't want it to be too much. I don't want it to be too flashy. I still want it to be, I want to have that upscale look. Let's see, because I'm going to have these stacked. So sometimes you got to like try it out before you. So it'll look kind of like that if I was to do that. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try it this way. Yep, I'm going to do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to start cutting this up. And the smaller box I might do just a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to cut that one down. And this doesn't need a whole lot of hot glue. But I am really loving the way this looks. Okay, so that's our first box down. So you basically get where I'm going with these. I'm just going to kind of go around and measure these out. And then we'll be ready to do our flowers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cover the rest of these, and then we'll come back and we'll see what we're going to do with those flowers. Now that we have all of them decorated with our bling, what I did with this one is I just added a little bit more. I had some leftover silver and I just added right around the rim, like right before I put the flowers in. So I wanted to put that on there, and I wanted to still add some pearls to this. And so I'm going to add some pearls right onto the blue part of the rhinestone. Just a few of those pearls. So not a whole lot, but just a few, just to kind of have another little, I think pearls are just elegant, so I'm just going to add a few on here. 1, 2, 3, 3 on each side I think will be perfect. I was going to put it on this part here, but to me it'll get lost. It really won't make an impact. Okay, so I added all of the pearls on here, and look how pretty that looks. This one I just did one on each side. I didn't think it needed a whole bunch all around like the other two. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hot glue this one onto here. And these are extremely light, so they should adhere pretty good. If not, you could always use something that bonds a little bit better, but because these are boxes, they should go on really good. So I just want to make sure I have that lined up okay. Just like that. Look how pretty that looks. Okay, this one is gonna stack on here, so you have that look that has, it just kind of cascades up with the smaller, medium, and the larger one on the bottom. So that looks really pretty. But before I do that, see, that gives a really good bond on there. That looks so pretty. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to decorate this one with the flowers. So I'm going to use some foam, and my foam sits in there pretty good. I'm going to use 2 of these. Let's see. Now if I want to cut it down, I could, but I'm just going to stack it in there sideways. And I want this to be more permanent. Make sure this one can fit in there. That goes in perfect. Okay, so now it's time to top it off with our roses. And so look how pretty that's going to look. Oh, let me get my wire cutter. Let's see how many I need in there. And so you might want to just try it out before you glue them in there, just to see if you have them positioned the way you want. And that's in there pretty good, actually. I may not have to use the hot glue on that. And I do want that coming kind of off of the edge there. And this can be used at a bridal shower as well. Kind of reminds me of a smaller decorated cake, kind of. And look how pretty that is all by itself. That is just absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous by itself. So I'm going to just kind of stick that in sideways just a little bit. And once I have it on there, I'm ready to stack it up on the top there. And this is actually coming out a lot better than I had imagined in my head. And this is all Dollar Tree. So just because it's Dollar Tree doesn't mean it can't be upscale. Make sure I have that on there okay. Just looking at it from all angles. And look how absolutely gorgeous. You'd never know that these were those Christmas boxes. And look how pretty that is. Just gorgeous. And I will make sure that I post pictures at the end. I'll probably post some pictures along with those wine bottles that I did so you can see what I did with those and how everything looks together. But this would make a really pretty centerpiece for a bridal shower, even a rehearsal dinner. You know, if you wanted to tie all your colors in and things, or if you wanted to leave the box individual and decorate each one with the roses in them, you could do that too. So I hope you were inspired by this. I hope if anyone is planning a wedding or bridal shower and looking for ideas, I hope this helped you. So as usual, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up and comment below. Thanks for joining me. Bye.